So I'll be reading with you the introduction, Artist Way. When people ask me what I do, I usually answer I'm a writer, director, and I teach these creativity workshops. The last one interests them. How can you teach creativity? They want to know. Defiance fight with curiosity on their faces. I can't, I tell them. I teach people to let themselves be creative. Oh, you mean we're all creative? Now, disbelief and hope battle it out. Yes. You really believe that? Yes. So what do you do? This book is what I do. Decade now, I have taught spiritual workshop aimed at freeing people's creativity. I have taught artists and non-artists, painters and filmmakers and homemakers and lawyers, anyone interested in living more creatively through practicing an art. Even more broadly, anyone interested in practicing the art of creative living. While using, teaching, and sharing tools I have found devised divine and been handed, I have seen blocks dissolved and lives transformed by a simple process of engaging the great creator in discovering and recovering our creative powers. The great creator? That sounds like some Native American god. That sounds too Christian, too New Age, too stupid, simple minded, threatening. I know. Think of it as an exercise in open mindedness. Just think, okay? Great creator, whatever that is, and keep reading. Allow yourself to experiment with the idea there might be a great creator and you might get some kind of use from it in freeing your own creativity. The primary imagination I hold to be the living power. Because the artist way is in essence a spiritual path, initiated and practiced through creativity. This book uses the word God. This may be volatile for some of you, conjuring old, unworkable, unpleasant, or simply unbelievable ideas about God, as you were raised to understand Him. So please be open-minded. Remind yourself that to succeed in this course, no God concept is necessary. In fact, many of our commonly held God concepts get in the way. Do not allow semantics to become one more block for you. When the word God is used in these pages, you may substitute the thought good orderly direction or flow. What we are talking about is a creative energy. God is useful shorthand for many of us, but so is goddess, mind, universe, source, and higher power. The point is not what you name it. The point is that you try using it. For many of us, thinking of it as a form of spiritual electricity has been a very useful jumping off place. By the simple scientific approach of experimentation and observation, a workable connection with the flow of good, orderly direction can easily be established. It is not the intent of these pages to engage in explaining, debating, or defining that flow. You do not need to understand electricity to use it. Do not call it God unless that is comfortable for you. There seems to be no need to name it unless that name is a useful shorthand for you for what you experience. Do not pretend to believe when you do not. If you remain forever an atheist, agnostic, so be it. You will still be able to experience an altered life through working with the principles. Man is asked to make himself what he is to become to fulfill his destiny. I myself do nothing. The Holy Spirit accomplishes all through me. I have worked artist to artist with potters, photographers, poets, screenwriters, dancers, novelists, actors, directors, and with those who knew only that they dreamed to be, or who only dream of being somehow more creative. I have been blocked painters paint, broken poets speak in tongues, halt and lame and maimed writers racing through final drafts. I have come to not only believe, but know. No matter what your age or your life path, whether making art is your career or your hobby or your dream, it is not too late, egotistical, or too selfish or too silly to work on your creativity. One 50-year-old student who always wanted to write used these tools and emerged as a prize-winning playwright. A judge used these tools to fulfill his lifelong dreams of sculpting. Not all students become full-time artists as a result of the course. In fact, many full-time artists reported that they have become more creatively rounded into full-time people. Through my own experience and that of countless others that I have shared, I have come to believe that creativity is our true nature. Thought blocks are a natural thwarting of a process, at once as normal and as miraculous as the blossoming of a flower at the end of a slender green stem. I have found this process of making spiritual contract to be both simple and straightforward. If you are creatively blocked, and I believe all of us are to same extent, it is possible, even probable, that you can learn to create more freely through your willing use of the tools this book provides. Just as doing Hatha Yoga stretches alters consciousness when all you are doing is stretching. Doing the exercise in this book alters consciousness when all you are doing is writing and playing. Do these things and a breakthrough will follow, whether you believe in it or not, whether you call it a spiritual awakening or not. In short, the theory doesn't matter as much as the practice itself does. What you are doing is creating pathways in your consciousness and through which the creative force can operate. Once you agree to clearing these pathways, your creativity emerges. In a sense, your creativity is like your blood. Just as blood is a fact of your physical body and nothing you invented, creativity is a fact of your spiritual body and nothing that you must invent.